Tony, did you want me to change my name to Honky Tonk?
I'm looking at his. I'm like, all about the human rights. Shouldn't it be all about the humans? Period. Right.
Ooh.
I mean, okay, now you're grammaticizing my name.
Oh, is that a word? Grammaticizing.
It is now.
What
You
you
can
say
hear
about
me,
my mama?
obviously. What you say about my mama, man? Look, you're using big words, and I don't know what they mean. So I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the podcast.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
All right, cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Dynamite. That is...
Welcome to Three for the Founders, where brotherhood meets the breakdown. We've been having these conversations for years, and now you are invited to join us. We'll say the things you are afraid to say, and ask the questions you've always wanted to ask. Three brothers, all truth, no filters. Let's go.
We can say, who are we? Right? Reynaldo Antonio here. I'm a public historian, a dean of students, and a voice who names the system before the room is ready to hear it. I've spent my career studying how American institutions were built, who they were built for, and why that still matters today. I don't do euphemisms. I do evidence. I bring receipts, and the uncomfortable sentence that everyone else circles around is my main course.
Woo! I love
Boom.
that. Fire.
Let's go.
Damn.
All right, here we go.
Somebody
I got next.
practiced.
I got next. I know.
All
I
right,
got
go.
next.
You got
I got
it?
next.
I'm looking.
Yes. I'm LeBron James, an educator, mathematician, and brother who believes that numbers never lie, although most people do. I've spent my career in classrooms and communities teaching people how to find the truth behind the data they've been handed. I'm one of the three brothers of Three for the Founders, and I'll show you the math that they tried to hide from you. Go Mob.
Go Mob.
Shabba!
Shabow! I'm John Augustine. I'm a speaker. I'm a thought leader. I'm a musician. I'm a coach with over 30 years of experience, of leadership experience. I use music to show how listening, embracing discomfort, and broadening our perspectives can move us from discord to discovery. I'm one of Three for the Founders, and I bring everyone with me.
There we go.
Love
Let's
it.
get busy. There we
Yes.
go. We're on episode 51, y'all. Just
Woo!
throw that out there.
51,
Just gotta
50,
say it.
baby.
Damn,
51,
damn,
5-1. Who knew?
Damn, damn.
If I mute my mic, I can sing as loud as I like, and it doesn't throw anybody off.
My man.
And so,
solving problems.
if it is not having musical, or if John's not singing, then I will sing a lyric or two, because I can.
Yes.
And that way it doesn't hurt any.
Genius.
Somebody's ears are going to bleed on the post show from episode 50. And if you're listening now and you listened to episode 50 and you heard the post show, all I can say is I'm sorry.
Listen,
And
you all need to know,
that's
though, it's very
what it
important
is.
to me. Thank you for that apology, Antonio. But you all need to know we do have rhythm. But because of technical issues, Antonio always lags about a second and a half behind. And so when we're like clapping and LeBron and I are on 2 and 4, and then Antonio's on like the 2.5, and he's
Right,
like,
there you
it's
go.
not because we don't have rhythm. I promise
I
you.
promise you.
It means a lot to me. I need to defend this because we're about to talk about rhythm. That's one of the things I want to talk about tonight.
Yes.
Excellent.
indeed.
Yeah.
And then,
doubt.
dude, that playlist you sent us was fire because
That was fire.
it got me thinking. Dude, I like the idea of sharing this playlist with everyone and if they have zero context, they're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong
It
with
is
these
the
people?
most
John Denver to Different Strokes to DMX. That's so
Hey.
wild, man. There's never been a more Three for the Founders
That's
description.
the
than that.
American playlist, my brother.
that is exactly what it is.
LeBron, we left it
back
last time. Oh yes, LeBron, we left it a while back where you were talking about lyrics and you wanted to talk. Was there a specific song in mind, or just in general? You like, man, you love lyrics. What were you thinking when you said that?
But I was, the funny thing is that I'm a beats guy because I really have poor hearing. So I can hear maybe 30, 40% or understand 30, 40% of the lyrics of any song. So there's songs I've been listening to my whole life, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what they've been saying the whole time?
Sure.
So I have poor hearing. So when I read lyrics, I'm like, oh, now the song makes sense.
So Born in the USA is a protest song, but everybody thinks that it's...
I thought it was a patriotic song.
Right. That's because you haven't listened to the verses. You've listened to the chorus.
The chorus. Yep.
Right. Born in the USA. Oh, born. Yeah. That's not what the song's about.
What is it about?
Being ironic. Oh, I'm supposed to know.
You ready?
Yep. Go.
Born down in a dead man's town. The first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half your life to cover it up now. Born in the USA, born in the USA. I mean, it just goes on to talk about like a painful life. Talks about Vietnam. Come back home to the refinery. Hiring man says, son, if it was up to me, went down to my VA man. He said, son, don't you understand now? I had a brother at Khe Sanh fighting off the Viet Cong. They're still there. He's all gone now. He had a woman he loved in Saigon. I got a picture of him in her arms now. Continuing. I mean, it's a typical Springsteen where he creates worlds, and most of his stuff, a lot of his stuff is protest-ish, you know?
Right, but he's talking about coming home from the war, not being able to get a job, trying to get his veterans benefits. His brother got killed over there and, you know, married some lady or got in love with some lady or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's not an uber patriotic song. It's a what's wrong with the country song. Right. And then he says, but I was born in the USA.
Yep.
Right.
But I love that you brought up Springsteen because I summarily dismissed Springsteen for most of my life because...
Why? What?
Hold on.
You heard the little white part. The white part of my heart, John, has been touched. It's a pitter patter when you said that.
Am I about to get lectured about Springsteen by two black dudes?
You damn right.
No. Here's why. Who of the two
Say
parties...
more, John. Say more.
I shall. Of the two political parties that are primary in the United States, which one tends to grab onto the most patriotic sounding musicians? Meaning
the white one.
White ones, right? And so which party is that?
The white one.
Okay, there you go. The white one at the white time?
Yes.
Yes.
So the grand old party, the party
grand
of Lincoln.
Old party, the GOP.
Republican Party.
And so they've been known to
Uh-huh.
commandeer a theme from Springsteen or from other people and make that their theme at their rallies. And Springsteen, to me, in the 80s, when I was really becoming a musician, I literally thought he was a Southern dude because of the whole Born in the USA, because of how he presented. I thought he was like a country artist, seriously. And I knew... Yeah. All I knew were his hits and Dancing in the Dark, you know, was that when Courtney Cox came up on the stage?
Don't you say nothing about Courtney Cox.
Oh, I'm not. That was a beautiful moment, man. And he had that one dance, and so did she. But so I seriously summarily dismissed him because I was kind of allergic to that overly country presenting, American flag waving, blue jean wearing thing. And that's what I thought he was. And then it wasn't until I was in my 40s that I had a really good friend of mine who was like a drummer, musician I respect, who's like, oh no, Springsteen's my favorite songwriter of all time. I'm like, really? Born in the USA, Springsteen? Like I saw him as just kind of like shallow, frankly. Mm-hmm. And then I watched him being interviewed. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, oh, he's smart. And then I started listening to his music, and he wrote the song Devils and Dust when we were in Iraq. And it was a protest song. And what I loved about what he said, and LeBron, it ties back to lyrics, is that I don't know all the lyrics of Devils and Dust. Maybe it would be good to look it up. But it's very dark, and it's very like, hey, I'm patriotic. I love my country, and I hate what we're doing right now. And all this war comes down to, all these efforts, is Devils and Dust. And when he was explaining the lyrics of the song, I was really enraptured in the way he was thinking about this and explaining it. And my favorite thing that he said, did I know these things when I wrote that song? Did I know what these things meant? And he's like, no. But did I feel those things? He said, every single one of those things. And it led me to realize that he's a brilliant songwriter because he writes all these songs about like a town that you want to leave and a girl that you're in love with and a car that's broken down and a job that you hate. And he has never held a job in his life. He's talked about that. He's like, I've never had a job. And he's like, that's how good I am. He actually said that on one of his specials. That's how good of a song.
That's a flex. That's a dope flex right there.
Yes,
I got my finger on the trigger, but I don't know who to trust. When I look into your eyes, there's just devils and dust.
Yeah.
I got God on my side, and I'm just trying to survive. What if what you do to survive kills the things you love? Fear is a powerful thing, baby. It can turn your heart black. You can trust it'll take your God-filled soul and fill it with devils and dust.
Damn.
And he said, did I know what that meant when I wrote it? No. Did I feel everything about it? Absolutely. And but I find it interesting that that's the power of music too, is it's subversive, because the music tells you one thing and it makes you feel one thing, and the lyrics can be something entirely different. Reggae is this way, man. Reggae is like protest music a lot of times, but it sounds and it feels happy. It feels upbeat, but it's a lot of times like middle finger to the man. Al Green stuff, man. I mean, look at Marvin Gaye did when he, basically did this protest album. What's going on?
What's going
that
on?
Song comes on, and you're like, that was a protest that got you dancing and like drinking and having a good time. That is a protest song.
John, you make a good point, especially like about reggae. Like it's like revolutionary, fight against the system. And then white people love reggae so much.
Oh, we love reggae, bro.
That's why Eddie Murphy was such a genius when he was sing the song of reggae. Kill the white people.
We
Yes,
go
I saw that
big.
Yes, I saw that one coming. I live in a shanty in a shanty town.
Boom, boom.
We have no money 'cause we have to sleep on the ground.
Oh, pirates, yes, they're rabbi. So lie to the merchant ships. This is about slavery, dude. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We found in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song. Redemption song. I mean, it feels good, but he's talking about being taken from the bottomless pit, the ship that he's like painting a picture of the slave ships. And then he wrote, dude, Buffalo Soldier. Come on, man.
Buffalo Soldier.
Dreadlock Rasta. Said he was a... Yeah, dude. That's why music's powerful. You can get everybody singing about something they don't even know. And I believe it seeps into their unconscious, even if they're not paying attention to the lyrics.
But lyrics are so powerful to me because you can say anything you want if you put a beat behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember like when Rappers Delight and rap first came around, it was positive, uniting. And then those in the record label, they say, you know what? If we make them change the lyrics and they degrade themselves and they call each other bitches and hoes and kill, and we put a beat behind it, we can get them all to self-sabotage. And it's $1 billion industry. But lyrics are so important. Then I heard someone in an interview say that the most dangerous thing record labels realize is not gangster rap. It was R&B. R&B love songs. They were like, we can't have black people singing no more love songs like they used to, because that's dangerous for America.
Why? No, that's a question. Why?
Yes.
No. I was asking a question.
Because the biggest threat to America is black unity and love. That's the biggest threat. Look in the CIA documents. They'll say, look, black people loving each other and loving themselves is the biggest threat to America. Why? I don't know, because I'm not white. But that's what they said. I'm like, wow. So music is the way to make that happen.
I have another thought about it.
Please.
It's like
share.
they didn't want to.
Spoke on it.
Well, pretty soon you're going to have all these white people listening to this music, and they're going to take over for the rest of the white singers because black R&B is the real thing. And so if you got all these black people just owning this shit, then there's no room for the white folks to be any good. Oh, so hold on. If this world were mine, I would place at your feet. Oh shit. Oh, that you've been so good to me. If this world were mine, I give you love now. And this is where he hits it, man. The birds and the bees, and in your love beside me, that would be all I need. If this world were mine,
John Augustine, ladies and gentlemen.
everything.
John Augustine.
This is the part I was trying to. No. And then it's Shirley. Anyway, y'all got me going.
John,
you didn't
man,
ask
that was
me.
so beautiful. This reminds me of the Step Show. When you stepped, all I got to tell everybody,
Diego.
the white
San
guys
Diego.
with us. The white guys with us, people. We just want you to know.
San Diego.
3 for the founders. He's ours. Thank you very much.
That can be cut from the episode. What I didn't,
No, it
I didn't formulate my argument very well, but the idea that black musicians singing R&B were so powerful that it was going to be beyond hip hop. It was going to cross over. All the radio stations are going to want to play love songs, especially at night, no matter what it is. And it was too powerful. I could see the record labels being like, well, not necessarily the record labels because they want to be big, but like
Yes.
government realities trying to put their thumb on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
know.
John, ever since the beginning of black music, white people have always commandeered it. I mean, had
yes.
Elvis Presley to Justin Timberlake. So y'all always going to do our music and make 10 times more money than us. Mm-hmm. So, I think the music world is big enough, especially now.
Yeah.
With so many billions of people listening to it.
You leave YouTube alone. I'm saying YouTube has democratized music in a way that, even Steve Jobs couldn't have salivated over.
True. Say more on that. Say more on that too, by the way, Antonio. Say more.
I just mean, right. So Steve Jobs was all about Apple. Steve Jobs was all about the user experience for whatever personality flaws he had as an individual. He was about making beautiful things and making beautiful things easy for people to use all the time. And we've noticed his absence as the iPhone has become a giant clunky piece of metal that burns up in your pocket. But when he was trying to get iTunes off the ground, he was in a giant battle with the record companies because they were creating albums and they were making money off albums. Not that the artists were, but that the record companies were. And so they wanted it to be a cohesive, they wanted it to be a complete set, meaning you had to buy a whole album. Right, you remember when we used to go down to the warehouse?
Yes,
and pay $7.99.
Where?
$7.99.
The warehouse.
The warehouse, or Tower Records. And so, what he did was said, people like individual songs, and I'm not telling you can't buy a whole record, but how about if we charge 99 cents per song? And that's how iTunes was born. And he got individual artists on board because he said, I'm going to give you X amount of the 99 cents. And they realized that they were going to make money. They were going to make more of a percentage off their songs if they were sold individually than they were when they made the deal with the
entire
record.
album. I mean, yep.
YouTube, right, made it so that you didn't even have to take that step. You didn't have to create a whole album. But people got on YouTube and sang a cover. People got on YouTube and sang their original songs, and they just put it out. And there was no one between them and an audience. That's how Justin Bieber got discovered.
Yeah. Wasn't Rihanna that way too?
I know that there are several artists that we now consider like giants, right? Justin Bieber just played at the halftime of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Right.
Like
That's huge.
He's a big deal.
Yes.
And whether you like him or not is unimportant, because a lot of people do like him, and he was discovered on YouTube because he didn't have to
go through the system.
Meat level. He didn't have to go through the system. That's all.
Hey, let me ask you all something.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Can you kick my ass? Sorry. Go ahead.
Why do you think white people traditionally don't have rhythm?
I don't know. I asked you that.
I thought that was our question to ask you, John.
And I'm asking you, and I'm sure I'll answer it also. But do you all have any thoughts on this?
I do. Do you have some, Antonio?
No. Go ahead. This I got to hear.
To me, rhythm has to do with soul. Like they used to call it soul music before they called it rhythm and blues. It was called soul music. So when you have a soul, then you connect to the universe and you understand the rhythm and the beat of the universe. Like Antonio's shirt, like humanity, human rights. There's a rhythm to life. Rhythm means balance. So you got to give to the planet as much as you take from the planet. And so many cultures did that, except for the European culture, which takes, destroys, and replaces and tries to control nature. So they're out of balance, which is symbolic of them being soulless. So to me, the physical representation of having no soul is being offbeat.
Okay. All right. So it's in your mind, it's connected to this inherited colonial, like our job is to be the domineering force and to not like feel the humanity of people around us. And we don't, so like our soul is cold is essentially what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because think about this.
And that translates into music somehow.
It translates into music somehow. If you look at all the cultures that were colonized by European countries, they all had culture, music, rhythm. And because they had a soul, the only mistake they all make was they invited people in for dinner. Some white people went there like, come on in, we got plenty of food, we got music, we partying. And the white people said, wait a minute, I could take this. Then that's to me the soulless part. But every major cultures, they all have rhythm, or they have a form of rhythm.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the white or European form of rhythm other than they pay attention, like you talked about before, like classical music.
Yeah.
It's composed and they're into like the lyrics, but not the rhythm of it. Like I see parties, like raves and stuff, and I see people jumping around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're enjoying the music. They just don't have any rhythm. You don't see white people dance. You see white people moving, but you don't see white people dancing. Like, name that dance. If it ain't got a name to it, is that the Running Man? What we doing?
You just described. I can't help it whenever I'm enjoying music to whatever degree, a concert, playing myself, or listening to someone, or like this what you just described, LeBron.
Yeah.
I can't take off my analytical hat, and it's not like criticism hat. It's just analysis hat, right? It's how you feel about history, Antonio, how you feel about math, LeBron. Like music, I have an analytical musical brain. And so when I see what you're seeing, LeBron, when I see like, all right, the rhythm is like, and so everybody was like, and then there's that one white person who's just like clapping, like there's no, if there was a visualization of 1, 2, 3, 4, they'd be over here somewhere, like floating around. And I don't judge them, because if they look like they're in it and they're trying and they're enjoying it, I'm like, you go. I am very confused by you, but I'm very grateful that you are enjoying what's happening. And that, like, when you talk about soul, LeBron, it's very interesting to me, because I'm trying a theory out here live on 3 for the Founders about this, because I'm going to land the plane on this. I keep saying land the plane, Antonio. I know.
I know you do. I do not know.
I fly a lot, dude. I fly a lot. We began our initial descent.
You do fly a lot.
Tray tables, and they're fully upright in locked positions. But LeBron, the soulfulness, I do find that you said it, like all cultures had like some sort of rhythm to them, and when you get into folk music from all around the world, it could be the Ukraine, it could be Korea, it could be Poland, it could be Italy, it could be India, and they're really like, they're playing their music, even if we don't feel it or understand it. You see soul in that. You're like, damn, that's got soul. It's not what we call soul, which is straight up like African American R&B from the blues. Like that's how we define soulfulness in music, is gospel,
May I?
rhythm and blues. Please do.
So this is part of our naming episode where it's like it's always a thing. It's black music, but we call it urban, or we call it soul, or we call it R&B, or we call it, right? So all of these things, or we call it country. All of these things are different names, so we don't have to acknowledge the people who created it. Or we call it the blues, right? So, or we call it rock and roll, or we call it hip hop. Like we call it a lot of different things without saying that it's black music, because then you can hide the origins of the music. Sorry.
No, you're good. Because when I hear, typically when someone in America is talking about soul, it's something black. Soul food, soul music, you know, what, like, right? So when we're talking, and then when we put that into music, we're basically saying black music that's where the soul is. But then when you broaden out the aperture to the word soulfulness, especially in music, I'll find myself on the verge of tears when I hear anyone that's playing their tribal's music, like their tribal music, right? Like it's their people's music, so I'm setting that up to say that when I say white people don't have rhythm, I know it's a bit of a trope, it's a bit of a cliche, it's a bit of an overstatement, but it's pretty much based in truth.
Close, yeah.
And the reason why is that white people in America are descended from Western European traditions musically. But so it's very British, it's very Nordic, it's very like, you know, where the weather's colder and the skin is lighter, right?
French and German,
very much French and German. Yes.
Well, I'm asking because I think you're right. Like if you were talking about Italian music, right? If you were talking about
soul there,
Ukrainian music, if you were talking about Spanish, Portuguese, although I don't know about those, right? I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to like pick the places that we're talking about as the driving force of the composed.
Yes, but I'm glad you say that, because, and this is where I could get way too nerdy on the origins of Western music, because if you go to the United Kingdom and you go to any pub in like the more blue collar regions and you hear like folk music that's of the people, it's not going to sound like a symphony orchestra that was written in the 17 or 1800s. But there is this classical way of creating music that's very like high church and high society, and trying to be not of the street, not of the people, trying to emulate what they're told they can emulate. It's like if I was talking to my relatives on the East Coast when I was back there, about they had some neighbors that are British, and they're trained in kind of the ways of propriety, being proper. And what that meant was 3 forks, 2 spoons, like this kind of knife for that, right? And we all shake our heads because like that is so impractical and dumb. Everybody, like when you're just living life and you're not trying to be like the royal family, and they're saying, no, the royalty, they're from God, that's who we should aspire to be. When you're just living life, you're practical. You're like, I need 1 fork. Thank you. I'll just be using the 1 fork. Right? Yes. That's what makes sense. And I'm saying that's more soulful. That's more real. That's more how you live. But we inherited this there's aristocratic way of, we're trying to emulate British aristocracy. We're trying to emulate French aristocracy. We're trying, like, all that Western European way infuse the music with this way of being proper and things being in their place. This is how proper society dances. And you get some of those, like, you get folk dance, soulful. Then watch Pride and Prejudice, and you see the first like dance scene when they have their big ball, and it's all those, those like couples dancing very specifically and like hold their hands and they do their little circle because they're in proper society. And this is how gentlemen dance. This is how women dance. And it's very disconnected from what you say, LeBron, the soul, the feeling. It's like, no, we're trying to be proper here. But that's not music. That's not rhythm. Rhythm is connected to the soul, to the feeling of being a person.
Rhythm is free, John. Rhythm is free.
Yes.
But when you're trying to control everything, you can't have rhythm because you're trying to control the movement, the step. That's not rhythm.
You want to put things in their place, and that's what I'm building up. And that's why white people clap on the wrong beat on 1 and 3. But Antonio, did you want to answer the question first? Why do you think white people don't have rhythm? Or are you just with us on all this? What do you think?
I don't know. I
you do know, man. Go on.
I actually don't. John, no, we were at, so for those of you who follow us on Instagram or on Threads, you saw that we actually got out of the studio. We took off the headphones, and the three of us and our chosen family, our other peoples and friends, were out the other night, right? And so we have conversations offline. But John and I and Daniela had gone to dinner 3 years ago, and I said, bruh, I need you to really answer this question.
Oh, that's right.
Why are white people, why do they not have rhythm? And I said that based on my experience in teaching in predominantly white institutions, the one that I've been in for a long time. And so we're in chapel and they're singing songs like Lean on Me. And
keep going.
I watched them sing because if I sing along, then they all turn and look at me like, what are you doing to this song? You're singing it differently. Right? And I am. I'm singing the song and they're speaking the lyrics to the music. And so I was really asking John, I was like, what is the origin of this? Because it's not, I wasn't trying to stereotype. I wasn't trying to, I was trying to figure out how and where that deviation happens, that you don't feel the music. And I guess that's where they're not feeling the music and they're not concerned with feeling the music, right?
Yeah,
John is obviously a white guy, and I would say he has more rhythm than most people. Black, white, brown, yellow, red, whatever. And so it's not that I think it's a learned cultural trait, but I don't know where that learning happens.
Yeah.
And if I really think about it, I'll be like, is that why I play music in my class? Because I sing along when kids are coming in and whatnot. Like I'm playing music, and I think I'm modeling.
Yes.
Like what the music is supposed to be. If I'm dancing up and down they're like, oh, you shucking and jiving for the white kids. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Enjoying the music.
Yes.
As it's supposed to be enjoyed.
As it's right. They're like, oh, are we going to hear Good Day today? Are we listening to it? No, we're going to have a good day today. That's why I play this. I'm setting the stage.
There you go.
And so maybe we've sort of, I've tripped upon this answer you've given me this answer and I've taken it as my own, but they're not feeling the music.
Yeah.
And they're trying to perform the music.
Thank you.
And so that piece of it, that's a stereotype, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's really
rooted
just
in some
different.
It's rooted in it's the rhythm of colonialism.
Yeah.
So it's John, the rhythm of control. And I'm going to break it down, LeBron. What were you going to say?
Yeah. And so I'm just imagining for fun in my head, like you talked about, like when we have the talk with our kids and you have to talk about the sunscreen.
Yeah.
I think at 10 years old, parents have to make a decision. Like, look here, Johnny, you have to wear sunscreen every day, but now you have a choice to make. You're going to have racism or rhythm. You can't have them both. and looked at the pros and cons, I'll go with the racism. I'll just be offbeat.
LeBron.
I love
So
Miss
let me break this
Augustine.
down because
Big Bill Augustine.
it's everything you guys say, and it's math, and it's a solvable problem. So look, it's a feeling. I'll say a sentence and I'm going to accent the wrong syllables. All right. Language is not just letters, it's also rhythm. Language is not just letters, it's also rhythm. I just said the same sentence a second way and it felt wrong, right? Language is not just letters, it's also rhythm. That we just know because we're English speakers that that's not right.
Exactly.
And I can't say why it's not right. I can't really give you a scientific reason why saying those words that way is incorrect. It's just that that's the language. That's what it is. It's rhythm. It's language. So similarly, music has a rhythm to it where certain things need to be accented for it to feel right. And if you put the accent on the wrong spot, it feels wrong. And when I was listening back to our last version of this, I think there was just one part where you were talking about Spain, and I played.
Yes.
Now, when I went back and listened to that, I was mortified by my accents because I'm a white dude from America. I was not raised with those rhythms, those Cuban rhythms, those Puerto Rican rhythms. And there, when you came up in Cuba, let's just say, and at the barbecue, at the cookout, you had unks and aunts, and you had grandpas and grandmas with all kinds of different instruments, and one was just literally going. One part that's called the clave, and it's called a 2-3. 1 2 1 2 3. That's one of the many rhythms. There's cumbia, there's rumba, there's like all there's different. And me as a white dude, I might try, and I'm like imitating those sounds. But a native speaker of that language would be like, dude, that doesn't sound right because it's not right. I'm not accenting. I'm not putting the accent in the wrong place. I'm putting the accent on the wrong syllable when I'm playing that.
So
right?
your emphasis is incorrect.
It's incorrect. Yes.
Metamucil, my brother.
Your emphasis.
That's right.
Yes.
So we understand this in language, that we grow up with the language, and certain words, the accent has to be in the right place for it to sound right. You could still say the same letters and the same words, but it sounds off. The same thing happens in music. And so I was thinking about the best way to the best song for this. Because this happened, and I referenced it before, when Stevie Wonder was being interviewed by Barbara Walters.
Yes,
and they were sitting down at the piano, and he had her singing along. He's like, "Come on, sing with me," and she clapped on the wrong beat, and he stopped playing, and he like emphatically started clapping on the correct. And this is, if we go 1 2 3 4 1 2, isn't she lovely? Right? Isn't she wonderful? 1 2 3 baby 1 2 ba boom ba ba. Isn't romantic? Oh, right. So we feel 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2. What was Barbara Walters doing? 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1.
That feels like Captain and Tennille.
Yeah, right. There you go.
It does. Good call, Antonio.
So listen, man. When I try to break this down, I think that because what the white Western Europeans tradition specifically, like you say, French, German, British especially. When you start getting a little further south into Spain and Portugal, yes, they were colonialists, but they had some flavor and rhythm and their music, even at the highest level of like the society. But this attempt to be high society and proper is to put things in their place.
Right.
This is even how we farm. We farm with our crops in a row. Sorry, Native Americans, we're not going to pay any attention to how you farm, even though you've been doing it for millennia correctly. We're going to show you how we grow corn. It's in this orderly fashion. And it was off, and it was ruinous. So similarly, I think clapping on 1 and 3 is the rhythm of colonialism. The rhythm of, it's not a feeling thing. It's put things in their place. So we all go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Isn't she love to? I already did that, right?
Yep.
So, but when you go, isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? That's like, put this in its place. That goes there. That goes there. Put that there. Keep it in order. We don't want anyone getting out of hand. It's right.
So slow down, Stevie. Slow it down.
I think at the subliminal level, white folks in America have aspired to this proprietary, influenced by royal colonialism, trying to put things in their place versus feeling it first. And if I'm trying to teach a white person to have rhythm, I do 2 things. First, I'm like, can you count to 4? Yes. Okay. So just do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Just get used to that 2 and 4 thing. Now I want you to close your eyes and feel that. Can you feel that? And some people
the problem,
don't.
John. They can't.
Some people don't.
John, how do you steal a
But I don't
country
think
from people?
But I don't
kill
think they
millions
can't.
of people. They can't feel it.
No,
They
I
have
think
no
they
feeling.
don't.
I think they've been conditioned out of it. I think they've been conditioned away from
out
it.
of it.
Right, but that's that.
But it can be
that,
taught.
Right, and that
I think it
if
can be
you're
taught.
conditioned out of
One
it,
at a
or
time,
if you're
not the whole group.
No.
No, because if you get the whole group, then even though they're a group of individuals, right, it's a bunch of lone wolves. Even that community will continue to do what they're doing. You can do it more than 1 at a time. You can't do it more than 5 at a time. Right. And if you get 5 and 5, I guess my point is, I don't ever write off a whole group.
Yeah.
In that sense, I do say that culturally, what you've been taught is this rhythm of colonialism, to use John's language. I say that, you all have learned, you must unlearn what you have learned.
Go Yoda. Uh-huh.
Right? That rhythm, and we're being generous by using rhythm for that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
That way of composure is arrhythmic.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
That's a good way to say it. That
like
way of
the
composure
arrhythmic.
is arrhythmic. Yeah.
Now, at the same time, the reason I don't think it's possible, only because in my 57 years of life on this planet, I haven't seen white people with rhythm. I've seen individuals with rhythm, but not a group. And hip hop came out in 79, 80. So it's like, almost 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
White people listen to hip hop music more than black people.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they still can't get on beat. I would play music in my classrooms all the time. And I'm like, why are these kids paying $50,000 a year and can't get on beat?
But you know what, LeBron? You know who can? My kids. You know why? Because they were raised with it and they're
Thank you.
familiar with it. And
Yes,
it's almost like their native language. And that's tying it back to the language. You understand when you hear your native language when something is off. When someone is speaking, it's not their native language. The rhythms are off somehow, even if they've worked super hard. And same thing, like that exposure to hip hop, I do think is creating more of a generation of white kids that are it's going to be more their native language. I know a lot of white folks who do have rhythm. I know a lot of white folks who can dance. And a lot of it is stop trying so hard, right? Like if you, right?
Stop trying to fit it in. And
that's what I'm saying. Get out of your head, get into your body. And when we talk about the world of white folks being afraid.
Oh, I can give her some rhythm. That's how most of them get it, by the way.
Because she understood.
She understood.
No, when you talk about the fear of a black planet, to quote Public Enemy,
Yes.
that you get back to all those tropes from Jim Crow and the enslavement era too, of, this magical, mystical, sexual power that black men have. They're referring to that a little bit. They're referring to the sense of we're in our heads, you all are in your bodies. And they were afraid of that. That's the whole, like, we can't show Elvis's hips because he's going to cause all the girl. And who was he imitating? Black people in church.
Yes.
But that's why rock and roll was a problem. It wasn't generational, it was racial, and it was sexual.
It was racial.
It's based in tropes.
Yes.
And then hip hop is the same thing, right? Hip hop's origins come from, well, we're not going to educate you beyond what you need to work in a factory, so we're going to cut all the arts programs. Cool. So we're going to go scratch records and dance in the park and have a good time and break dancing and hip hop, and it takes off.
Yep.
All of these things are fought by the dominant culture because all of these things are freedom and feeling and are composure and are composed and aren't put in a box.
Yep.
And so people got mad at because I do it too. I always say people when I mean white people. Okay. And so that normalization and taking it out.
There you go.
White people got mad at Beyonce because she played a country album.
Yes.
Black folks started country, right?
Where does the banjo come from, you all?
Her being the penultimate, she won the Country Music Awards, and then they were like, well, we're going to have an urban country. You're going to have a black country? Okay, cool. But that's the fear of a black planet. It's that music. And John is not wrong in saying that if we just named it and claimed it and gave ownership to it and said, this is where the culture comes from, this is where the music comes from, starting in Congo Square, moving forward.
Yep. And I used to get in arguments with my dad. You all know my dad still, as having been gone from this planet for 4 years plus, he's still the most important musician in my life. But him and I parted ways in two things: is the origins of jazz, me being emphatically saying it is black music. And my dad would make a case that he wasn't anti that position, but he would exaggerate the importance of classical music. And he would point out to Chopin, who was Polish. My dad was also Polish, so there might have been a little racial bias here too. And some of the stuff that he played, I mean, when he would this is not a Chopin thing. Like these are jazz-like chords that jazz players ultimately borrowed from. So he would say that classical music influenced jazz. And I'd say, yes, Dad, absolutely. Because the black musicians in New Orleans were being influenced from everywhere. They heard those recordings too, and they heard those people in salons playing that music, and then they made it their own. But also my dad was staunchly against hip-hop. No, I shouldn't say against hip-hop. He had a very strong opinion, like Papa James strong.
Yes. Papa James hates hip hop.
Well, my dad said rap is not music. Hip hop is
That's
not
what my
music.
dad said.
Oh my God, dude. I wish Papa James and Papa Og could have hung out. What did your dad say about it? What does he say about it?
He says, you playing that electric watermelon again? I was like,
I'm done.
Pop.
I'm
This is
done.
hip hop.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today on Three for the Founders, where electric watermelon has been introduced.
Oh, good.
Noah Nigga is a white guy, and we're just nonplussed. This is episode 51. I don't know what's going on.
I'm just playing Watermelon Man by Herbie Hancock right there.
But here's a question. Here's a question, right? Because LeBron started us off last episode by giving us homework for this episode.
Yes.
And what he said was, I like music as much as the next guy. And what are 10 songs where the lyrics are the most important part, or the driving force of the music?
Yes.
And so when I hear Papa James, when I hear Papa Augustine say, rap is not music, I can't argue with them, because rap is not music.
It is
rap
music, though.
is no. I didn't say hip hop wasn't music. I said rap is not music. Rap is poetry. Rap is lyrics. Right? We talk about Black Thought when he ripped off that 10-minute thing on the Breakfast Club. Yeah. We talk about Luda just jumping on that Jay-Z track like 5 minutes ago and dropping it. We talk about Rapper's Delight, which is a really long song to do a karaoke. And so nobody should ever try that, because
I said the macaroni saga, the peas all mushed, and the chicken
tastes like wood. But my point is that when they say rap is not music, And I'm talking about two men who understand music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're wrong in the sense that it's not the rhythm, it's not the beat, it's not what moves you. Rap is the lyrics.
Wait, dude, you can't separate rap lyrics from the beat. Come on.
Sure you can.
Whoa, that's a hard one.
Have you ever been to spoken word where they drop it and then it rises like a bird?
Yeah.
You can
hear the
rap.
rhythm? You hear the beat that you just had, bro? That
I
was a
do
beat.
hear it. No, I hear that. And I understand that if I'm looking at it and I don't know what it is, I say that's not music, because what I'm saying is I'm trying to listen, right? LeBron talked about this. He said, I hear the beats. I don't hear the words, right? To me, when I listen to Snoop on Nothing But a G Thing, Snoop's voice is an instrument. Words are the notes, right?
Sure.
And so for me, that's music. But I understand. I can accept them saying that. And
Yeah.
what I need to do is, you see what I'm saying?
No, I do see what you're saying. And my dad was making the argument. I don't know what Papa James' argument was. His is probably more of a cultural thing than a musical thing, I'm guessing, LeBron.
Yeah, I would guess
Right.
that too.
My dad was making the point of, and he was a composer too, and he was getting some pressure to like put rap in some of his musicals that he was writing, and he was taking a stance and saying it's not music. And to follow with what you're saying, Antonio, he would make the argument that there is not a melody to it, even though you and I know that there's a melodic nature of phrasing, and it's undeniable the use of voice and pitch is different, the dynamics. But he would say without melody, it's not music. And I'd be like, okay, if it's spoken, therefore by nature, it is not an actual melody of someone singing a song. But what we would part ways with, and what I would argue with him about is, Dad, you are dismissing this as an art form, and you're missing out, because
Yes.
here's what I love about rap and hip hop is that you can't suck. You can't have trite lyrics, because every single line is a test.
Sure
that you have to pass, right? Like we're talking about Springsteen, you can have songs whose lyrics are super trite and lame, but because it's catchy, because the melody's good, and because the beat's good, you get away with it. There are so many songs where the lyrics are terrible and the song's great.
Bop, 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 shibbity, bop, 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 bop.
No, and dude, let's go to Queen Bee. Oh no. Oh no. That she's saying no, but it's catchy. It's a great.
It's catchy.
Right. Now she goes on in that song and has some good, but with rap, every bar has to be fire.
Yeah.
And so the intellectual integrity of rap is so good, and we just watched it get better and better and better. So anyway, that's one of the things when it comes to lyrics that I was really upset with my dad, and I was a little crestfallen, because I'm like, Dad, you're an artist, you're a writer, you're a composer, and you're missing out on the genius of the streets. And I'm gonna close here on this, because when you were talking about Antonio and you, LeBron, about like where hip hop started in the 70s in the Bronx, like they can identify the party where it started, like the
Cool Herc,
the Flyers, Cool Herc and all that. But listen, I'm gonna connect rap, skateboarding, and punk rock are all basically the same thing from different neighborhoods and from different reasons. And Lenny Kravitz embodies them all. Because Lenny Kravitz was, he came from New York, and he's half Jewish, half black. And then he moved to my hometown of Santa Monica and became a skater, and was more like into punk rock for a little bit. So he's this like embodiment of these three street art forms that basically were saying, fuck you to the man. We're going to take our skateboard and going to ride in these pools, because there's a drought going on right now, and we're going to find a way to create art and beauty with what we have. And that's what the hip hop artists did. And that's what the punk rockers did. The difference is hip hop is black.
Yes. Now, John, you mentioned Lenny Kravitz. I was just talking to Sabah about this a couple of days ago. I said, I don't envy anybody on this planet except Lenny Kravitz.
He's the coolest cat
he's
ever.
the coolest mother father in the world, man.
I'm
He's
saying.
cooler than the other side of the pillow, man. I'm like, he got 2 songs. He made like $100 million off of 2 songs. I'm like, but I was listening to 2 songs.
To get away. Wanna fly away. Dude, he's so good. And then when he redid American Woman,
man.
Well, there was a musical example I had, but I feel like we should get back to LeBron's.
I didn't get to Antonio's lyrics. He didn't tell me which lyrics.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Ones.
I don't have
Get back
10
to it,
songs.
Antonio.
With all this extra stressing, the question I wonder is after death, after my last breath, when will I finally get to rest? This oppression, they punish the people that's asking questions, and those that possess take from the ones without possessions. The message I stress to make it stop, study your lessons, don't settle for less. Even a genius asks questions.
Fire. Who was that?
Tupac.
Oh.
It's me against the world.
I got to listen to it again. I only heard the beat. I told you I don't know the lyrics. Damn.
Oh,
There
so
are
good.
verses, there are places, there are people, right? And it doesn't matter what it is they're playing against, but what they're saying is important.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. For me, man, the one that connects the music and the lyrics has been Prince. Prince
sure.
is my
Woo!
dude. Like in Adore. He says, I truly adore you. If God one day struck me blind, your beauty I'd still see. Love is too weak to define just what you mean to me. Come on, dude. It's just, my other one from Prince. Ooh, the song I Want to Be Your Lover.
I want to be your lover.
Yes. He says, I want to be your lover. I want to be your brother, your mother, and your sister too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you know how deep that is?
It really is, dude.
Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Prince is so good. He had so much to say. He just gave his shit away.
Exactly.
Nothing compares to you.
Part-time in the 5 and dime. My boss
Was Mr. McGee.
Oh, dude. Dude, who's told me
Several times that he didn't like my style.
Because
I was a bit too leisurely.
I was working something, doing something close to
The
nothing.
nothing.
No different than
Different
the
from
day,
the day
before.
But different
That's
from the
when
day
I
before.
saw her. Woo, when I saw her, she walked in the outdoor. She wore a raspberry beret.
Man, I mean, listen to those lyrics.
Kind you find in a secondhand store. Raspberry beret. And if it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. Raspberry beret. And then dude, I think I love, dig if you will, a picture.
Woo!
You and I engaged in a kiss. Sweat of your body covers me. Oh, dude, can you, my darling, can you picture this dream, if you will, a courtyard? Oceans of violets in bloom. Are you kidding me, Prince? What in this? Animals strike curious poses. They feel the heat between you and how can you just? Oh my God, dude.
Man, woo! Gets me every time, man.
Maybe you're just like my father, too bold.
Yes.
Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied.
Never satisfied.
Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like.
When doves cry. People don't understand how deep that is. When doves cry.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna take it back to the white people now.
Okay.
I've got a Jewish guy from Long Island, from Hicksville, Long Island.
Yes.
William something Joel, Billy Joel, To You and Me. There are 2 songs, then I got another one. So I'm just jealous of one line from Big Shot. And it reminds me of Tupac. It reminds me of like the rhythm. It's no big sin to stick your 2 cents in if you know when to leave it alone. But you went over the line. You couldn't see it was time to go home. No. You had to be a big shot, didn't you? Oh, and he said that he basically wrote that to himself. He was hungover one morning. He's looking in the mirror. He's like, had to be a big shot, didn't you? You had to just like prove it to everybody. Then I got another Billy Joel. I want to hear more from you all, but I think I played.
No, give me Billy Joel. Give me the other one.
She can kill with a smile. She can wound with her eyes. She can ruin your faith with her casual lies. She only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love. She can take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe you. She'll take what you'll give her as long as it's free. Blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to me. I just think it's brilliant, man. And I use this when I coach people, because he could have just said, man, she's really, really mysterious. Very, very mysterious. She's so mysterious. But no, dude, she can kill with a smile. She can wound with her eyes.
Those are lyrics.
That's good shit. What else you got, Antonio? I know you got another one. LeBron gave us Prince. Antonio, you gave us Tupac. I went Billy Joel. So far we're on Billy brand.
We are. And I'll just say they're all men. And let's think about that. And you made me think of J. Cole's verse on Sacrifices. So what I find is that there's a lot of poetry in the world, and some of it gets shared on Instagram. Some of it is when people show up in different songs. But J. Cole says, you can't be everything to everybody. I want to be your lover, your best friend, your Batman, your Spider-Man, fighter pilot shooting down your rivals, and I want to damn near kill you to be the one to heal you up. I want to be the one to fill you up. On nights when you need, are you coming in with the J. Cole? Are you coming in with the J. Cole? On nights when you need good dick to cheer you up, I want to be the one to build you up. Like, there's a thing with the lyrics where I need ideas, I need stories, right? Hotel California, probably my favorite song ever, because it builds an entire fantasy world. It is Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones existed, right? And yet the J. Cole, the Tupac, those people whose focus is not the melody or the beat, but it is the story that they're telling and the lyrics that they use, the words that they put it together, right? Has spoke to me. I was going through and I had 13 songs, LeBron, to be honest.
Damn,
you said 10 songs. I had 13 songs. 3 or 4
each.
I was only in the Fs. Like I just went through, I was going through my playlist, right?
Yes.
So maybe this will be a supplementary playlist or be the playlist for episode 51 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a supplementary playlist because I need that one.
Right.
So I can learn the actual lyrics.
Right. But I did have Prince on here because I had Nothing Compares to You, right? There's the Sinead. There's the Prince. There's the Sinead version.
It's been 7 hours. Sorry.
And then there's the Prince version, right? Because he was like, I'm not really feeling the way she put out my words.
Yes.
And then there's the Alicia Keys. So all of those are important. There's Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, right? A lot of music is personal because I'm not talking about the Frankie Valli. I know you did, as did I. It's part of my vows. But Can't Take My Eyes Off of You is important. And it's the Fugees. It's Lauryn Hill.
Oh, I like her version.
And it's Frankie Valli. But when you talk about the Frankie Valli version, then that's important to him, going all the way back to musical theater, because he had been trying to do something different and nobody wanted to play this song. None of the record companies wanted to put it out because it wasn't rock, it wasn't pop, it was something in between. And what it was feeling, right?
Yes. That's good shit.
Love it.
I got lots of them, right?
LeBron.
Then Then I fell into The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind.
Because we were
was
behind, he was willing to make a
deal.
deal. That's a great karaoke number, by the way. Found on a go down go. Chicken in the bar there, picking out dough.
Don't get me started with Charlie Daniels Band because country is.
I remember
country.
just standing by the radio, listening to the Mighty 690, wanting to hear that song because I'm a kid, and he said, "You son of a bitch." He cussed in the song. Remember Mighty 690?
Mighty 690.
The Mighty 690. Bro,
Back.
that's a San Diego station.
That's a San Diego station, baby.
Yeah, bro.
I know 619.
You know the
baby.
Mighty 690.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We are men of a certain
I'm
age.
the best that's ever been. We were just so excited to hear cussing on the radio.
Crazy.
Man.
That was before NWA came out. What else you got, Math Man?
Noah's with attitude. All right, I'm done.
Woo. No, man, that's it, man. I mean, we've hit on so many. We don't have all day. I mean, there's tons. We're going to get Antonio's playlist of some of his. John, if you
Can
have
I add one then?
I was going to say, John, you need to create a playlist as well.
So what I'm gonna say is send me the songs that you all came up with for today.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I'll the same way there's an episode 50 Music Can't Save America playlist on Spotify.
Yes.
We'll create a new episode 51 playlist for are you either you come in and do J. Cole or you stop coming in the door.
69 down in San Diego.
So the producer
Right.
lived in San Diego.
No doubt.
So
And
she knows
so-
about the Mighty 690.
No. It's the Mighty 690 in LA. It was the
Mighty
Mighty 69 in
What?
San Diego. That's what
Oh,
LeBron
I
just
didn't know
said.
that.
No.
Yep.
But she had to come in and let that be known.
Because she's a producer. She has the right.
There
She
you
has
go.
veto power. She
She could have brought her on camera.
access all areas. That's the lanyard she's wearing. Access all areas. I want to share one
Marriageism?
last lyric just because, and may I?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So there's a songwriter, Ray LaMontagne, that you guys probably, you know Ray LaMontagne? Yeah. There's a song called Empty. And he's dark, man. Like he's it's like that's I could go off a whole episode on why Christian music is terrible. A lot of it is because it's dishonest and it has a very limited view of a limited access to lyrics because everyone's using the same lyrics all the time to say the same things. And I'm more drawn towards like raw honesty in lyrics and there's even and that's a whole other conversation. Ray LaMontagne, Empty. There's one line in there that kills me. I looked my demons in the eye, laid bare my chest, and said, "Do your best to destroy me. I've been to hell and back so many times, I must admit, you kind of bore me."
Whoo. Damn.
And
That
he's just
felt
playing the
like-
guitar.
Hold my beer. Like he's like, come on now.
I've been to hell and back so many times, I must admit, you kind of bore me.
You
kinda-
kind
I'm
of
like-
bore me.
Damn.
Wow.
That's that. Well, the first time I heard that lyric, I was like, "What just happened? What is this?" So yeah, and he, I don't know, he sings in a way where it's easy to understand him too. You know, and that's the other thing we were talking about earlier, LeBron. Like, there's some tunes where like the beat is so hard and the hook is so good, it's hard to even hear certain people. And I think that's why some of the rappers who we love because we can actually understand the lyrics. Like Tupac,
Thank
you
you.
hear everything. Kendrick, dude, that's Kendrick and Prince. As far as genius level go, I'm willing to.
Yes,
You know, he's got some time left. Kendrick still, I hope.
Yeah.
God willing, the
He
creek don't
does.
rise.
You know, my challenge with getting older, besides the shingles and the wrist and the knee,
And gravity and such. Yes.
and oh, I got out of bed. What's wrong with my back?
Crack a lack.
Is that there's some music that depends on cultural references, and then there's some music that depends on human experience. And part of
well
Kendrick's
said, well
genius, part of Kendrick's genius is that he manages to incorporate cultural references. Because I've sat with my 26-year-old and my 25-year-old and their friends and said, tell me what he's talking about here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the beef that he has with such and such. And so somebody said something. That's the
I needed
time
that
that this
explaining
came
too,
up.
yes.
And right. And so no doubt about his genius. when he says, let me take you back to Atlanta and put you up on game. And he talks about historical stuff. I got that. But there's so much of his stuff that's densely populated with what is happening now in popular culture that I'm not aware of as much as I got on YouTube about current events. That I find it hard to listen to Kendrick. Right? They Not Like Us. That felt pretty simple.
Yeah.
And yet, if you go through that actually, and when it got dropped, and he and Drake went back and forth several times with songs, individual songs, but like albums worth of beef.
Yes.
That I didn't know enough of it to fully appreciate it.
Right.
But what you just said, Antonio, about Kendrick, without trying to be hyperbolic, that's the same as Shakespeare. You can sit there and take in Shakespeare and go, I got about 12% of that. And then you need someone to explain to you when he says this, he's referring to this. Those words mean this. And I have that same experience with Kendrick of like, I listened to an entire season of a podcast that broke down Good Kid, Mad City. Every song was an episode of a podcast. Right. And I was like, damn, he does things with numbers that I didn't realize, like a verse that like, you don't realize that he built this up with 7 verses and then he backed it up into another 7. And then on the third one, he was hitting what he hit on the first third one and it all equaled this number. Like, and that could even be, he was just writing and that's what happened. But
or it could have been
he is the level of complexity there and the reference and the insular languages, the stuff that he's inventing. It's like, it's in that Shakespearean realm. I'm telling you, man, it's some,
and maybe this is my Anglophile portion coming out, which is fine. Mm-hmm. I would say that even when you don't know the deep cuts in Bill's work, you still understand the human condition that he's expressing.
Sure.
That would I would say be the difference is that just like this sorry.
He's writing plays with a narrative versus a song.
He's writing plays with a narrative where the themes come out, even if you don't know what the individual reference was, or you didn't understand that he created that word to encapsulate this feeling, right? What did he invent? Like 400 words?
So many that we use today.
Wow. Yeah, William
Shakespeare. A lot of the uns are his words. Right?
Yeah. No, he's a dude. And I'm not saying Kendrick isn't on his level. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that I need to listen to that podcast. It feels like I'm not getting 80% of it. Yeah. I'm getting and he's like, let me tell you why when he performed at the speaks to your soul.
Which is why when he performed at the Super Bowl halftime, so much of white America lost their shit because they're like, they don't understand it. All they see is a black dude with tight pants with bell bottoms and the big old jacket, and like that. They're not getting any of the references.
None of it.
He doesn't see
they didn't get Serena sea walking.
That Serena's sea walking. No. Like they don't understand any of that. That he's So
you know what? And you know how white people felt left out right there, John. That's how people of color feel when on the news they talk about the stock market. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
What are these symbols? What are those symbols?
What are you, bears and bulls? We gangbanging? What are you doing here? So I get it. I get it. I'd be pissed off too if I was white during the Super Bowl. But John, I have one more question that goes back to, can music save America? My question is, if white people as a whole developed rhythm, do you think that would limit or cross out their acts of racism? Or is there any connection between having rhythm and racism?
Is it really rhythm versus racism is your question?
Not versus.
That's what you said earlier.
Okay, zero sum.
You said
yes.
Pick. You said pick one.
Oh yeah, the parents
rhythm
said, "Okay, child."
Or racism.
Yeah, that was a yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying
that was a playful narrative that you built up.
Is that if they choose, you think if white people choose to develop or allow themselves to have rhythm, and they develop rhythm, would it make it harder for them to exercise and participate in the racist system that they're benefiting from?
Yes, I can see it. It's a very difficult question, a very thoughtful question that I really am glad you're leading us through, because I'm envisioning folks who are either participating in racism unknowingly or actively, like a lot of white folks do unknowingly. And if you were to develop rhythm that would connect you at a deeper level with the people who created it, or the art forms that are I'm not saying black people created rhythm. As we talked about previously, the very first thing we all heard was our mother's heartbeat. So that's why I always think people can develop rhythm as we're talking about it, which means accenting the right things in black music and the right notes. So, but back to your question, LeBron, I can't help but hold on to this hope that if I envision, I have a dream today that one day white stockbrokers and Karens will gather on a dance floor and clap on 2 and 4 and do the electric slide.
Yes.
And even like the white man's overbite dance is going to become somehow cool, because it's going to be like, I have a dream today. I have a dream
on,
that the Chads and the Suzannes will be clapping not on the 1 and the 3, but on the 2 and the 4.
Hallelujah.
If white folks were connected to that rhythm, I imagine that their empathy would widen, and they would feel a kinship with anyone who also has that rhythm. And it goes back to LeBron, you both talking about situations where I have bonded with black people, not by leading with a resume and saying, oh, hello, nice to meet you, Reginald. I'm in a black fraternity, therefore I have my card. Here's my card.
Right, exactly.
Instead, there's
Black
a
adjacent.
rhythm. There's a rhythm. There's a flavor. There's a I feel you, I see you. And
Yes.
when
cadence.
I picture white folks embracing and like from within feeling the right rhythm and feeling that accent in the right place, it feeling like it's their native tongue, then I envision that creating more kinship and togetherness with folks that they haven't really embraced at the gut level. So yeah, I do think we're onto something here. I think we're onto something here. You got me thinking, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, perfect. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company.
Coca-Cola.
There it is, the day.
Right.
Yeah, man. Maybe that's
Music,
what you
man.
need.
So powerful.
So, bro, this is why, at the end of my my keynote speech, that's why I try to get everybody to sing along, is because it's powerful. In those few
moving them
moments
from
when people are
Discord to
singing.
Discovery.
That's it.
What do you try to get them to sing at the end of your speech?
I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I only want to see you one time laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple. Everybody sings purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain.
John.
Everybody
that's it.
sings, bro.
There you go. That's
Everybody.
The new campaign. That's the new campaign. All white people, this is our new national anthem. And once you learn how to sing this, we will all be Americans, baby.
Bro, I'm telling you, in those moments, everyone's like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Right
in
here.
those moments. Yep. Man, thank you so much, John. And shout out for leading these 2 episodes on music. We know that's your expertise and we appreciate you sharing it. And thank you for listening to 3 for the Founders, where music will save America. And as we always say, my brothers, left on Founders.
Founders. We out.
Thank you for joining us. Still got questions? Other things you want to say? Well, hit us up at 3forthefounders.com on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. Or send us a text through Buzzsprout. Remember to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and share the pod with someone you think can benefit from it or add to the conversation. Till the next time, Left on Founders. We out.
Thank you for listening to the 3 for the Founders podcast. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any professional or academic institution. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. Listen at your own risk of becoming woke. I thought you were going to go down. I used to tell this story when I would perform years ago. I said, I was raised by a jazz musician. Mm-hmm. And like any good jazz musician father would do, he sat me down on his knee, as far back as I can remember when I had my first memories. He said, "Son, I got one thing that you need to know about how to make it in this world. Don't you ever clap on 1 and 3."
He gave you rhythm over racism. I love.
So.